What is in a name? A rose by any other name would surely smell just as sweet. Hi, I'm Tom. I write fiction under the name T.H. Willoughby, and today I'm going to talk about naming things. There's a saying in computing, which is what I do for my day job, that there's only two hard things in computer science: cache invalidation and naming things. And the fact that most people have no idea what cache invalidation is might be a hint that naming things is actually a little bit harder than that still, because cache invalidation does not have a good name. And the same can be true in books. It can sometimes be extremely difficult to come up with a name for a character or a place, or in my case, the title of a book. And that's particularly true with my work in progress plant book, because I can't pin down what I want it to be called. Something which will kind of convey all of the themes, which might be a hint that I need to go and work out what the dominant theme of the book is. But my other work in progress, which I've just started, I had written only about 2,000 words, and suddenly the name Theft of Eminence popped into my head, and it's like, yes, that's perfect. The world it is set on is called Eminence, and it's a heist book, Theft of Eminence. And of course, what they are stealing is going to be really very important and valuable, which ties back into the name of the book in a slightly different way. But aside from naming books, which I don't have much experience with, and generally comes down to find some words that no one else has used and ties roughly into your theme, naming people and places, if you're making them up, can be a bit difficult. If I'm writing something which is set in a roughly English type culture, or British English type culture, then I will generally just either pick something off the top of my head, or look at name generators or baby name books or whatever. If I'm going a bit farther afield, then I have a bit more freedom. If I'm inventing a planet or a species, or if I'm doing something far-flung into the future, I tend to go a bit more left of field, I guess. And to do that, I've got several tricks up my sleeve. Number one is I sometimes just generate a load of random characters and add or move vowels until I find something which I think, yeah, that's about right. Sometimes I will take an existing name and I will I'll do the same thing. I will just kind of move some vowels, or I'll squish two things together and mix and match some letters until I find something I am sort of happy with. Or if I'm feeling really lazy, I will take the major character point or personality trait from that character, and I will chuck it into Google Translate and cycle through different languages until I find one which I like, and then again I squish some vowels around and really have a go at making it so that it's not a direct translation. Otherwise, anyone from that language reading the book might well just know straight ahead, like as soon as they read the name they will know exactly what's going on. So those are some of the tricks I use. I honestly don't spend that long naming things. If I struggle with something, I'll just give them a generic name, and eventually as I'm writing something will occur to me, or I'll come up with something better, or maybe I won't and they get the generic name and no one notices. So that's about really all I have to say on naming things. A bit shorter than it was last week anyway. In terms of my current progress, I have now started my plan of writing the next book as I'm editing the current book. I started that on Thursday, which is the first of the month. I've got about 4,000 words done so far, which is a good pace for me. And I am really enjoying what I have got so far. So I think that side of it is working out really well. In terms of the editing my current book at the same time, I did a bit yesterday, did a bit today. Didn't do any on Thursday because I was a bit short on time, and beginning writing a project is a bit more difficult. It gets easier once you have the first scene written. So I am now 2/3 of the way through my editing process for, well, the current phase of the editing process, which is adding action sequences and dialogue tags to break up long sequences of text. I'm hoping I can get the other third done next week. I think that's fairly realistic. And as I've been doing this, I've also been removing some exposition or taking some and shifting it to other places. There is still more of that to do, and I've been making notes as I've been going along, so hopefully that will be a much smaller job and maybe only take a week. And then there's a load of stuff with character arc and a few other points which I'm going to say maybe, hopefully, and I've probably said this before, but I want to get all of that editing done, all of my notes cleared down by the end of the month. And if I stay on target of 5,000 words a week for Theft of Eminence, then by the end of the month that should have around 20,000 or 25,000 words done, which is probably going to be half of draft 1, and then I can go back and review the whole thing and work out what needs to be added and padded out and created to make it more of a complete story, complete novel, rather than just things which happen in order. So that's about it. Whatever else you're doing today, I hope you have a good one. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will see you next week. Bye.